American presidents who were the same age. So there's 5 groups of presidents who are the same age. The first group consists of Donald J. Trump, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton. So the 45th president, the 43rd president, and the 42nd president were all born in the year 1946, with Donald J. Trump, 45, being born on June 14th, with George W. Bush, 43, being born on July 6th, with Bill Clinton, 42, being born on August 19th. The second group of presidents who were born the same year are George H.W. Bush and Jimmy Carter, the 41st president and the 39th president. George H.W. Bush, 41, was born on June 12th, and Jimmy Carter, the 39th president, was born on October 1st, and both George H.W. Bush and Jimmy Carter were born in the year 1924. Now, the third group of presidents who were the same age, or the same year that is, were Gerald R. Ford and Richard M. Nixon, the 38th president and the 37th president. So, Gerald Ford, 38, was born on July 14th, and Richard Nixon, 37, was born on January 9th. And both Ford and Nixon were born in the year 1913. The fourth group of presidents who were the same age were Rutherford B. Hayes and Ulysses S. Grant, the 19th president and the 18th president. Now, Rutherford Hayes, 19, was born on October 4th, and Ulysses Grant, 18, was born on April 27th. And both Rutherford Hayes and Ulysses Grant were born in the year 1822. Now, the fifth group of presidents who were born the same year and the same age while they were alive were Andrew Jackson and John Quincy Adams, the 7th president and the 6th president. So, Andrew Jackson was born on March 15th, and John Quincy Adams was born on July 11th. And both Andrew Jackson and John Quincy Adams were born in the year 1767. So, in the year 1946, when Donald J. Trump, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton were born, the President of the United States was Harry S. Truman. In the year 1924, when George H.W. Bush and Jimmy Carter were born, the President of the United States was Calvin Coolidge. In the year 1913, when Gerald Ford and Richard Nixon were born, the president when Gerald Ford was born was Woodrow Wilson. However, the president when Richard Nixon was born was William Howard Taft, because Gerald Ford, as mentioned earlier, was born on July 14th, and Richard Nixon was born on January 9th. And William Howard Taft was, of course, president until March 4th, when his one term ended, because he had lost the election. And Woodrow Wilson became president on March 4th. So when Richard Nixon was born, the president was still William Howard Taft, and when Gerald Ford was born, the president was Woodrow Wilson. So that is what happened. And in the year 1822, when both Rutherford Hayes and Ulysses Grant were born. The president was James Monroe. And of course, when Andrew Jackson and John Quincy Adams were born, there was no president yet because there was no country yet, because it was 1767, which is 9 years before the year of the American Revolution. So there we have it, the 5 groups of presidents who were born the same year and were the same age while they were alive, and a lot of them are still alive. Actually, not a lot of them, but just 4.